Hello, it's Robert here. I am the doctor, and I am in, and I'm glad to see you. Yes, so that was the doctor's music, doctor's office music. Glad you could join me here. So I've determined that it is not a rash. It is something we need to definitely get you on some medication for. Hey, it's me. It's now 2 o'clock, and yes, I was watching. See, I'm here. I'm waiting for this thing to get going. Glad to have you here. I'm going to go ahead and take a sip of my coffee. And we are today, this afternoon, going to talk about referrals. We're going to talk about real referral business and how we can make that a better experience for you, grow your network, grow everything, and all the cool stuff that goes along with that. You know, building your expertise by being able to say to somebody, hey, look, I got somebody for you. I got the perfect real estate agent in St. Bart's for you. So we're going to work on that. So what does that all mean? Well, we're going to start it by understanding how the referral network is put together, and then we're going to take a look at the referral dashboard, and then we're going to look at how you look in the referral network, and then we're going to also take a look at how to find other people. And there's some really cool tools in the referral network searching process. So if you're here with me, thank you. If you're on Facebook, we are obviously on the Facebook group page here for KWCLM, and I also am live on YouTube at kwtechtube.com. If you have some time to head on over there, you can watch it on YouTube as well. So first things first, we're going to go ahead and switch over here to show Command as always. Now in Command, we're going to talk about where we find the tools that we need for the referral network. And on the left hand side here, when we go into Command, we're going to see, of course, I've got our menu system here. It's right here. It's the referrals right down here about the almost to the halfway down. So what is the referral network? It's a way for you to gather up and create a network of agents that refer back and forth to each other. You can become an agent who gets referred to, and you can also refer out using this tool. The nice thing is it's completely inside of Command, and you have access to everyone. You have access to everyone in the KW universe here. So when you go to this dashboard, you can see my dashboard here. I'm looking literally at the dashboard, and it says referrals overview. I've got 3 pending invites, no pending referrals that I'm sending in or out. And I have, of course, nothing that I've received and nothing that I've sent. However, when we come down a little bit further here, we can see that my referral network, I'm referring to 11 people. So I have 11 people in my referral network. And so we've got a couple of people joining us here today, and we're happy to have you. Diana, I'm going to show you something immediately right out of the gate here, and we're going to just bring you into my network here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the Grow My Network button. So I'm just using the people that are in the room here as an example. So I'm going to go over to Grow My Network. Now, I could do this from a couple different places, but I'm going to show it to you from the dashboard here. So Growing My Network, I'm going to click that button, and it's immediately going to take me to the map area. Now, I'm going to zoom in on the map using my scroll wheel. I'm just kind of zooming in on the map here, and you can see that I'm zooming in towards the Portsmouth area. Now, what I'm looking for is to get close enough so that I can see on the right-hand side the names of some agents. Right now, it's showing me in the area that I'm zoomed into, I've got about 77 agents. So I'm going to look for somebody here. And let's see, did I type that here? D-I-A-N-A. D-I-A-N-A. Now, don't worry if you don't see your name immediately. Remember, I'm using the zoom tool here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back and keep moving around. Now, Diana, you might be in an area that I'm not picking up on yet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, okay, look, I don't see you in the direct traffic circle area of Portsmouth. So I'm going to choose the market center area here. And I'm going to say, okay, so in the market center area, for the local market center, I'll come in here, and there you are. So what I did was said, okay, I don't see your individual icon based on the zoom level that I was at. However, I know that you're in the market center for Portsmouth here, so I changed my search to market center instead of production, and I found you. So I'm going to click on the right-hand side of your name here where there's 2 icons. One is to actually do a referral with you, either sending or receiving, and one is to request a connection, to just connect with you here. So I did find you. So hey there, have a seat, and I'll be right with you. Okay. So sending invitation. Now, Diana, you should get that in a couple seconds. And what I'm seeing here on this is I see a little your little icon for your profile picture, plus your area that you're in, Portsmouth. And I can also click on a little down arrow to see a little bit more about you, including your business phone number, your email, closed units, listings, buy sides, sell sides, and your average deal. This is information that gives me kind of a heads up on whether or not I want to start using you in my referral network. So this could also give me even more information if I go over to your name here and click on your first name or your name in the link, and it takes me over to your bio. which is in KW Connect. So fantastically, you are turning out Diana to be a perfect example. We've got a bunch of great information in here, and this is a nice complete area with the 643. Is that correct? 643 area code? Service area 643. We might want to take a peek at that. We have your Facebook link here as well, your business and contact information. Love it. Okay. That's how the referral network literally works in a nutshell. Okay. So when you, if you decide to accept that and become part of my network here, then what's going to happen is I'm going to get an email back saying, you know, Diana has accepted me, and I am now connected with you. If you decline it, I'll know that too. Okay, so let's go back here to the dashboard on the referral network, and let's start a little bit again here with some other stuff. So when we're looking at the dashboard, it's got a lot of information. As I mentioned, it's got the invites, referrals, received, sent, and down here it's got the main people in my network. So when I look at the people in the network here, I can see the same thing that I saw a moment ago when I was doing the searching. I can do a drop down here next to Becky and see the about. I can also click on Becky's profile, and I can see that in my network with Becky, we have had no referrals. Again, not an agent, so it's not going to really happen that much. She is in the Portsmouth area, as most of the people in my network are. However, growing your network means going outside of this area. And we're going to go back to the map in a little bit, and we're going to talk about that. But for right now, you can see all of my referral partners are in my network here. I can also star individuals to kind of make them favorites, if you will. And maybe we've had, you know, a bunch of referrals between these people, so we kind of like want to give them a little leg up. We can also add tags. So if I'm looking for a particular type of agent, someone who does commercial, someone who does leases, someone who does luxury, I can use tags, and I can group my referral network into tags so that when I'm looking for somebody, I can look for them based on those tags and find the right person for what I'm looking for. Okay. I can also, with my referral network, once we've connected, I can send a referral just by clicking send a referral. Right on that dashboard. As soon as I click Karen, I bring up Karen's information here, and I can say, Karen, I've got a buyer for you. The referral fee that I'm requesting is 25%. The deadline is 24 hours. I've got pricing and information, sending a message to Karen, and I can also send the contact info. If I have that contact in my database, I can pick it from my database, or I can create a new contact and send it. You'll notice that this information is required when you are referring with an agent in your network. You will be required to provide the client information. You'll still be required to provide the client information when you're referring to someone who is not in your network, but they will not see the client information until they've accepted your terms. So John Smith would be in here. If I put in, I'll go ahead and put in one of the names here, Jackie Astuto. Now you can see that information is going to load here, and Karen will see it as we're building this referral process. But if it was somebody out of my network, they would not see the name of the contact until they had agreed to the terms. I can specify whether this referral is pre-qualified or pre-approved. I can also bring down here and say, show them the client's address, the client's desired location. So I can search for, maybe they're looking for, let's say Miami. And so Miami, Florida. No, we don't have a specific address, so we're just going to do the general area, the phone number, the email, the transaction timeline. So right now it's set to the 15th of September. Let's say that they're looking to kind of close this out by the end of the year. Okay. And then I can send this message out. So here what I'm going to do is Karen and I have done this a couple of times, so she's probably going to be like, ooh, it's a referral. Oh, it's not. It's Robert again. So, hey there. Want to make some money? So I'm going to send this out to Karen. And when we get done with here, if Diana kindly accepts me, which she may not because, she doesn't want to hang out with me. we'll go ahead and send it off to Diana as well. Okay, so there is the referral. I got a pending referral here. And so that's gone off to Karen, and let's see what she says here. And we'll see in just a little bit. Now, Karen's pretty active, so she might actually be taking care of this while we're doing this class. Who knows? We'll see what happens. But so now I have a pending referral over here. So if I click on the pending referral, you can see here it is. I sent it out to Karen. It's got 23 hours left, and here is the information about the person, the contact, the range, everything. And I can also send an update saying, go ahead and decline this. Hi, Karen. Go ahead and decline this if you'd like. This is just a test for one of my classes. Period. Thanks. Hope you're doing well, Robert. And I'll send that out. So now that's going to go out to her. And we'll see what happens with those notes and updates. It's got 2 of them in here. So there we go. Nice. So we can see what's going on with this thing. Now, that's literally how easy it is to send out a referral inside of the network. What I mean by inside of the network is to one of the agents that you have connected with. All right. So now that we've done that, that's the basics of what we're trying to do here. Let's back up and let's take a look at some of the ways that we appear and how it looks when others are when we're showing up on others' radar. All right. So when we were looking at the bio for Diana there, what we were looking at was actually the connect bio here. And I'm going to go ahead and click at the top of the page. And you can see when I click on between command and connect here, when I go to connect, and I can search for Diana here. And I'll just go ahead and punch that in to see what, oops, that wasn't the search. That was my posting box. Never mind that. Never mind. Here we go. We'll go search. So I'll click into my KW local region here, and I'll go into the members, and now I'll search for Diana. Maybe if I put 2 N's in Diana's name correctly. There she is. So when we saw this bio, when we were looking on the map, we saw this exact same page. It's inside of KW Connect. So if you want to make sure that you are appearing the way you want to appear on your Connect profile, go ahead and inside of Command, click on your name in the upper right-hand corner and click on Profile. This will take you to your profile page within Command. So here is my profile page, and it shows my little picture that I've put up at the top, the picture in the middle here, my information on the left-hand side, the service areas that I'm in, my bio, and any posts that I've made. And it also would show, if I wanted it to, my sell rates and just information data about me. But all of this is editable. This is what people will see when they find you on the referral network. So once again, to get to this page, we go up to your profile icon and click profile, and it will take you to Connect so that you can edit this bio here and fill it out so that it meets your needs. Okay, so that it kind of represents you well. Now remember, the bio over here in this particular area is going to be read by agents. The public doesn't see this. This bio here is just for people inside the Keller Williams referral network. So you may want to consider writing something in here so that it reflects speaking to other agents about you. Now, Diana, one of the nice things that you had in there, I think if I go back to your screen here, born and raised in New Hampshire, Keene State College, Phoenix, Arizona, husband, tenant, pilot training for the Navy, or for the Air Force, returned to New Hampshire. This is great. This gives people a bit of information about you. And when they're looking for, an agent to represent their clients that they're trying to hand off to you, they're going to look at this and go, this is the kind of person that I want to have my client in touch with. That's what we're trying to do here, is speak to that. And service areas have been updated to 603. Now that is taking action. I love that. Okay, excellent work. So let's get out of Connect here, and we're going to go back to Command. We're going to go back to the home page, And we're going to kind of reset now that we've seen a couple of things happen here, and we're going to start again. Referrals. So here we are on my referral network, and goodness gracious, Diana has accepted my referral request, not my referral request, my to join my network. And I now have Diana in my network here. And here is a little star for Diana. And Diana, go ahead. I'm watching in here. What is the main type of market that you do? Not necessarily the only type, but what are some of the main things that you do? And that way I'm going to put a tag in here to show you how I can use this tag. So is it commercial? Is it luxury? Is it residential? Is it leases? Do you do multifamilies? That kind of thing. So I'll wait for you to type that in there. And when that comes in, I will put that in as your tag. Okay. As a matter of fact, Karen, she does, I don't know if she does this, but Karen, Fram. Karen, the Karpinski farm there, Karpinski Firm and Farm. So I know that there's some knowledge about farms there. So that there's an agent who knows a lot about farms. So that would play into, well, I got somebody looking for a farm. So this is something that I can use to tag my agents. Now, again, if I wanted to send a referral off to any one of these people here, all I do is just click send referral. If I want to track those referrals, I can click here, track referrals. And now remember though, the referrals are also listed up at the top here in my referrals overview. So clicking track referrals is the same as going to the referrals area. So I'll go ahead and click on track referrals. And so enter the agent for this. That was track, not for this. Why would it do that? I don't know why I did that. Okay. Yeah, all right. This is the same as sending out a referral, but it's not picking it out by agent. That's kind of a bad way to do that. I don't like that button. Don't click that. If you want to send a referral, click the send referral button. Tracking referrals is actually up here. So I don't know why they kind of did that. Forget about it. So residential, buyer agent, seller agent. So let's add that for Diana. So residential. Okay. And then we're going to add buyer agent. And we're also going to put in here seller agent. So perfect. So now we know using our network, and we're looking for our referral network. Let's see if I type something in here. Okay, that doesn't bring it up that way. It brings it up over here on the right-hand side. So I've got all these tags now that I can use to find somebody. All right. This dashboard is pretty complete. You can actually run most of your referral business right from the dashboard, especially considering you're going to see your referral network here, which mine is up to 12 now. And you can use the Grow My Network button, which is the same as clicking on the map button here. You can do almost everything from the dashboard. But let's take a look at what the other screens look like in here. So I'll come over to My Referrals, and it will now show me the sent and received, and I can see here pending, active, funded, lost, expired, rejected, or all of them. So let's take a look. We know that we have a pending here for Karen. That one's right here. We made that a few moments ago. I currently have no referrals that are active in the sense that they have been accepted and they're being worked through the opportunity phase. I have none that are funded as well, so I don't have any in here that's not showing any funded. I do have an expired here, and if I come over on the left-hand side, you see that expired is a 1, but it says right here that 2 have been sent out. It's because I got to scroll down here to get to the expired one that's down at the very bottom, okay? And this one way back on July 5th, 2021, it was sent out to Sarah Carter. It was not accepted. It was just kind of expired out. So this is one of those ones where, you know, it was never taken care of. The timer ran out, so it expired on July 5th. So when you're looking at this, you may have to scroll down to see those values. Same thing, I have a rejected one here. So if I click on my rejected, again, here's my sent, it's open, but there's 3 now. So if I come down to the bottom here, there is Sarah, and then I have a rejected referral way down at the bottom here for Patrick Dillon. So you scrolling down through, I can see all of the ones that fit into these categories. And then, as we saw a moment ago, we have a total of 3. Okay, no received, nothing along those lines over here on this side. So this is basically the referral page. But now if I go back to the dashboard, that's exactly what we saw. We had 3 that were in there. The other page showed the expireds and the rejected, but this one here will do the same thing. I've got one active that's kind of like hasn't been accepted yet, and that's the one that's in the sent file as well. Okay. So now let's take a look over at the map page. Now we saw, actually, you know what? I'm going to come to the map last. I'll skip that now. We're going to go over to My Network. Same thing that we talked about with the My Network page. It's just strictly My Network. So it's exactly what we saw when we were looking at the dashboard. It's just taking out all of that top dashboard information. So it's just showing you your network. No super value here. The dashboard is so powerful that it actually is probably, in many cases, it's the main thing that you're going to use, and you won't need to go to the My Network page. Now, I do want to point out a couple of things, and I'm going to say this a couple of times as we go through this. Number one, when you send a referral to someone that is in your network, in this case, on any of the 12 people that I have listed in my network, if you click the button over here on the right and you send a referral to a specific individual, I'll take Diana right here, it says send referral. Notice that again, it loads Diana as the agent because I clicked her name or the button for her name to begin the referral process. She is in my network. All good to go. Now, when you click the new referral button in the top corner, not the name itself or the referral button for a specific agent, when you click the new referral button, it does not have the agent. And here's where I want you to slow down and follow me for a second. If we're going to send from that button and we're going to select an agent, this dialog box is only going to search for an agent in your network of the 12 people that I have. So if I type in here John, it's going to be like, I got nothing. But I know I have a bunch of Johns in my database, and I know that John Smith is an agent in Portland, Maine. I know this. It is only searching, however, for people that are in your referral network. So if I type in Karen, it's going to be like, yeah, Karen's in your network. There's Karen. So Diana, same thing here. It's going to find people in your network. So I had a call a little while ago where an agent was kind of bothered by this. They're like, every time I do this, I drop the select agent down. I type the agent's name. I know who it is, and it won't come up. And I said, well, okay, so here's what's going on. Not an agent in your network. You don't have a connection yet. Can you still find them? Yes. Just click Find Agent. This will look outside of your network. So this is basically searching for an agent to put a referral to that is outside your network. So watch what happens when I click Find Agent. The whole thing goes zippity-doo, takes me away from that dialog box because now I need to use the map to find someone. So I will zoom in, and let's say I'm going for Portland, Maine here. So I'll go into Portland, and I'll zoom all the way down into the city. Because by the way, as I zoom closer and closer, all these little dots here that look like the Google pins, right now I'm looking at 196 people in the range that is currently on the screen. And the closer you zoom into an area, the lower that number gets because it's more focused on the area. The problem is if you get too high up here, I'm using a vertical sense here, if you get too far away on the map and you have a larger scanning area, you may not exactly find what you're looking for. Let's see if there's a Karen in this area here. And there are 3 Karens in this range, which is a very large area. Portland, Maine, all 3 of them are in Portland, Karen Bowie, Karen Edgecombe, and Karen Farnsworth. So yeah, I can use this tool to do it here. I can use that same process. I'll go ahead and take this name out here, and I'll come down to the Portland area here and get past the general vicinity, and we'll come in here. We'll do Diana. So it's going to bring in Diana. So it's a pretty broad range though. So I mean, for this matter, I might as well be 200 miles out. So keep that in mind. Zoom in and out as you're trying to find an agent for doing the referral. So interestingly, Diana. So we have Diana with 2 N's, and we don't have any Dianas in the area with 1 N. So let's see if we have any Dianas in that area. Nope. So See if there's two N's up in that right. Nope, but we did have Karen. So we'll go back to a Karen here. So now that we know that we are able to use this search tool, let's talk about some of the things that are happening in this search tool. I'm going to go ahead and take the name out here. And so again, we're looking at that Portland area, and I've got 295 people that are in this area. How do I know who to look at and say, this is the person that I want to do the referral with? Well, obviously we're looking for a particular area. Here's how we can really effectively use the map to find the right agent for our contact. We're going to search the map by zip code. So if I come down in here and I'm going to click on one of these people here. Let's see. I don't know the zip code for Portland, Maine. Let's find that out really quick. If you know it while I'm doing this, go ahead and type it in. Portland, Maine zip code. So that comes down to, what is the zip code there? There's probably a lot of them. All right. Okay, so 04019. So 04019. And if I use that and I say, show me in that zip code, and of course, that is not even close. Portland, Maine, there it is. Cliff Island, Maine. So that's actually Cliff Island. So now I'm looking in that particular zip code area. So 04019. So now this is zeroing in on a particular zip code area for me. So it's actually Cliff Island. So this zip code tool in conjunction with the production is going to show me all of the agents in that zip code. So if you've got a client and they want to find a house in a specific zip code, let's say that we want to go with 04112. So I'll choose this 04112, and that is going to be Portland, Maine again. So I'll choose that, and it brings it down and it shows me agents, 313 of them in that general vicinity. So this is good news. We're able to use the zip code and the production to find an agent that's near where we want. I'm going to do something completely random now. Say, okay, yeah, that's Portland, but maybe there's somebody that is looking to buy a house out here in Milo, Maine. So I go to Milo, Maine. So Milo, Maine, and when I zoom in, I can see this is where they want to move to. So with that information, I'll take this zip code out of here. And I have 8 people that are in the general vicinity of Milo, Maine. This is what I'm looking for. And then all of those agents are on the right-hand side. The agents are showing up in this display in a completely random order. Every time you recenter the page or when you change the zoom levels, it reorders. It might even be the same list of people. Here's 10 people now, zoom in, and it's going to go down to 8. Every time I do it, it reorders to try and give a fair representation of the agents in the area without any particular stacking or the production, or no numbers are being used to display these people's names. So it is truly coming in a random order. However, when you click the random button at the top right, you can say, show me the people in this area by first name A to Z, and it will do that. And if I go down here and say, show me Z to A, it'll do that as well and go back the other direction. So I can come up here and change the way that I'm seeing them outside of random. Maybe I'm looking for a name and it's, maybe there's a bunch of people and I need to get into this a little bit closer. So I can do that. I can also go by closed units. So it now starts to turn into ranking. So Marcus is showing up in terms of closed units. Now closed units, he's got 100 closed units, and that's why he's sitting at the top of the ranking there. If I go down to the next person down, to Donna, she comes down and we've got in closed units 43. So it's ranking them that way. So the other choices are for ranking in closed units or listings sold, buy-sides, and leases. So it's a very powerful search tool specifically geared towards what you're looking for. So maybe you are looking for a buyer, buy-sides. So let's rank it by buy-sides. And Marcus, again, shows up at the top. Donna shows up at number 2. Okay. So this is a great way to use some of the the data about each of these agents to find the right one. When you find the right agent that you're looking for, or maybe you're not quite done yet, you can see that Marcus is on a team, Purple Acorn. The other ones here are showing up as individual agents. Joel is on a team, Purple Acorn. So the team names are showing up here. So the individual agents versus the team agents. And maybe we're looking at one of these and going, so let's look at Donna here. We've got the about information, phone number, agent stats. We have all that stuff that we talked about. Now I want to find out if Donna seems like the right fit for my client. So I'll click on Donna's name. And yes, it takes me over to connect. And now I'm looking at in Donna's bio here. I can read through this and say, that's the exact kind of person that I want my client to be in contact with. They're going to be great fits. They're going to get along great. So now I have the information for Donna. And by the way, she has added her Twitter, her Facebook, her Instagram, her LinkedIn, her YouTube, and her Google Plus accounts. So there's a lot of activity from Donna. Take a look at that. Think about that for a second. We have, I totally randomly selected these people. They're showing up under my radar, and I'm zeroing in on them to show them in this class to you. And it just so happens that the information that I'm seeing about these individuals is exactly what I would like for you to be represented as when you show up in someone's search. All of this kind of contact information, it's a way for people to do their own research to find out if that's in fact the right kind of agent for you. And there's no right or wrong agent. That's not the point. The point is everybody has a comfort zone. And so we want to make sure that you are appealing to the people that you are best working with or best associated with. And so this gives you kind of like that warm fuzzy. That's all we're looking for here. And of course you want to be as warm fuzzy with everyone as you can. All right. So this tool, this Grow My Network tool here, has zeroed in for me on Donna, and that's the person who I've decided that I'm going to send this referral to. Now, to do that, I have two choices. I can either come over here and say, Donna, will you join my network because I don't have a referral for you today? So I would click this button, just like I did with Diana a moment ago, and say, would you please join my referral network? And that's a simple request. It's not saying I have a referral for you right now. It's just saying that, this town here, this town of Milo, has come up a lot on my radar lately. And I think it would be wise for me to get to know agents and connect with agents in this area because I have a feeling a referral might be forthcoming based on whatever, your gut or other factors. So you connect. That's just the process of connecting. Now, on the other hand, if you have somebody in here and they are ready to go in your database and you're like, Donna's the one I want to hook them up with, you can send that referral right now and in clicking on Donna's name or the little referral button, just like we saw a little bit ago when we were looking to send out the referral to Karen. But if you recall, one of the things I said was when it gets to the contact information in the referral screen, you will put the contact name in here. I'll put the same exact contact name that we saw when I was doing one with Karen. The difference is the highlighted message will be kept confidential until this referral is accepted. So you will add the client information. You will add the client's desired location. So Milo, Maine is where they want to go. And this is all put in here, but this will not be visible to Donna until she has accepted this referral at your terms. So I could send this out. Great, good to go. And of course, I'm not going to send that out because this is a demo contact. So it does not show on the agent's end until they accept it. Sounds good so far, right? Okay. So the map tool can go beyond this though. And so we're in the map area. So I want to show you some other things that the map can do. Number one, we saw how we, in the particular region, we could do a sort order here by different factors, names, as well as units and closing and stuff like that. But did you notice to the right of the search results, there's also a little box here, a little filter option. It's just to the right of the search bar. When we click that, it says filter. The difference between sorting and filtering. Sorting just ranks them. Filtering removes people based on your criteria, or adds people according to the criteria, depending on how you look at it. So KW specialization. So here are all the specializations that are currently being shown. Maybe we're not interested in luxury, or maybe that's all we're interested. We're not interested in commercial, or whatever we want to do. So we can add filters to make sure that we're saying, okay, don't forget, I need to see people that deal in commercial or land or whatever. Closed units. At a minimum, we want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever. Listing solds, buy sides, leases. So in a large metropolitan area, you can whittle a list down from hundreds to relatively small numbers so that you can make it a little bit easier on yourself to try and find the right person just by using these filters. So let's take that theme a little bit bigger. We know that in this particular area, I'm in Milo, Maine, there's not a lot of agents in that direct vicinity. I could zoom out, but if I zoom out too far, I'm really looking at agents that are kind of a ways away from the location where I want this person's to buy a house, where they're interested. And that could get like, well, do I really want to have agents from that far away? That's why we want to kind of like make sure we're getting as close as we can to an area. But let's take an area that is very urban. Okay. So we have Miami, Florida on the screen right now. And right now I'm zoomed so far out that the system is like, there are too many agents to display in this area. You need to zoom in. Okay. So Miami, though, an agent in Miami is probably more willing to travel in the area of Miami than specifying a particular intersection. So the closer you get, yes, the more limited the list becomes. But look at this. I'm at like a 4-block intersection here. I still have 12 people. Okay, maybe zoom out a little bit, and that goes to 90. And now I'm at 250. At this level, I'm sure that an agent over here in the southeast corner would be just as willing to travel to the northeast section of what I'm looking at. They'd probably be fine. But out of 240 people, I think I'd like to narrow that down. And that's why you can come up here to the filters area and say, okay, look, all I'm interested in here is luxury. So the specialization of luxury, and apply that filter. And that drops me down to 38. Now I have 38 agents dealing with luxury, and then I could go over here and say, all right, sort it by buy sides, because I am outside of my area. And so I've got Oliver Davis showing up at the top, and when I click on Oliver, I can see that he is now on the buy sides at 93 volume deal size. So you see how I'm using the tools here to find a closer approximation of an agent that I might want to do this with. Okay, now let's take it one step further. At this point, I've got 38 agents. I'm not going to take the time to go through 38 individual requests here and say, Oliver, I've got you first on the list. Let me see if you want to do this. So I set up the referral and I set up the timeline to be 24 hours. Then I'd have to wait 24 hours to give Oliver a chance to respond. But in 24 hours, a lot can happen. What I'm looking for is an agent right now. But I'm looking for an agent who is responsive and who meets the criteria that I'm looking for. The criteria has already been determined by the filter. I've got luxury agents in front of me in the Miami area in the range that I'm looking for. Instead of going through one at a time and waiting for each one to accept or decline, I'm going to broadcast this referral. So in my map, when I've got the number down to a reasonable value that's manageable, I'm going to hit broadcast referral. And it's going to say you will broadcast a referral to 38 agents. And in 24 hours, this will expire. All of these agents are going to get this right now. And then you're going to have an agent probably pretty quick out of all of these people. So do you want to be identified, or do you want it to be an anonymous broadcast? The anonymous broadcast would look something like, there is an agent in New Hampshire who is looking to send a referral to this area. We are looking for an agent who does luxury, and this is what we've got. the first person to win this little round robin, or a shotgun, I should say, will see you, because then they will connect with you. Or you can say, you know what? Yes, show my identity to everyone in here, and this is what I want them to see. So you can actually say, yes, I want them to see who I am. Then you do the same thing that you did before: buyer, seller, tenant, or landlord, the fees, the minimum, the max, any notes. And again, because this is they're not seeing yet who this is for, you're still going to enter the information about this client, the potential client for down there, and you're going to go through the whole process. Everything's the same. And then when you send the broadcast, it's instantly going to go out. Now, clearly, I'm not going to send this out because I don't have that information, so we won't do it. The first person in that window, if you choose to accept them, or you can reject them. You can say, no, I don't want you to do it. Because remember, where we were looking before for a specific kind of person, now we're doing a broadcast and we're going to all 38 of these people. So we may not want one of them. Somebody might come in here and we're like, no, I think I want somebody who's done a little more closings on buy sides, or somebody who is, done a little bit more in luxury. Whatever the criteria that you have, you can actually kind of work with that as well. Okay. That is a very powerful set of tools. And I still haven't even finished with the mapping page to find an agent for this referrals. Okay. When we're looking at this, we're looking at this range. We use the filters. I'll go ahead and clear these filters here and say that we're going to pull off the luxury there. We'll reapply the filters for everybody, which brings me back up to 249 agents. Those are the agents in the zoomed in area that are under production. But maybe I'm looking for a specific market center in the Miami, Florida area. So I'll click this drop down at the top where it says production. And I'm going to say, no, you know what? Let's not worry about the agents right now. I want to find agents within a specific market center. So I'm going to go ahead and click on market center. And it's going to do the same thing for me here. It's going to say the zip code that we're looking for is Miami, Florida here. I'll go ahead and choose that again. And it's going to come out, zoom out, and say, here are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 market centers. And there are 1,540 agents in those 6 market centers based on the search that you just set up. So instead of going with 1,500 agents and this guy down in the lower, the southern western part, but I'm really more looking for somebody up near the Hollywood area, I can actually click on the market center up there and say that is the Aventura Market Center. There are 190 agents. Beautiful. So I can broadcast a referral within that market center, which actually I have too many. You see how here it's grayed out? It says broadcast referral 190. There's too many agents in here. So maybe, again, a filter to take just that one market center and show me just the luxury. Now it went down to 8. Aventura, Miami Market Center, 8 agents that deal in luxury, targeted, surgical, precise. Now I can take all 8 of these agents and broadcast a referral to them. Or I can go and add all of those agents to my network for future referrals. You guys are starting to see the horsepower here. It's pretty cool how much you can do with, again, just the mapping tool. But we're not done, I know. But there's more. So let me go ahead and clear this filter again. And we are looking at the market centers in the area. But now I want to show you something that's going to give a little bit of a twist to this. I'm going to say my network. My network in the Miami area is 0. I don't have connections with any agents in the Miami area. So when I'm looking in the Miami area and I'm saying, show me the agents that I have connections with in this area, it's going to come up with a whopping nothing. Now I'm going to zoom back out here and I'm going to come back up to Portsmouth, New Hampshire. And I'm going to say in the Portsmouth, New Hampshire area, show me my network, the people that I have connected with. And guess what? There's my 12. There's the 12 people that are in my network, and they're all based out of, in this case, the market center here in Portsmouth. So you can see how quickly we can kind of zoom in and use these tools. to find who we're looking for. And once we start to build our network, we can actually focus on our network and growing that network even to a larger area. So right now I only have 12 and they're all based out of this market center. But if I had somebody in the Manchester area at Metropolitan, that would show up here as being part of my network for the area. Okay. Now there's one more thing on this drop down that we haven't seen yet, and that's referral patterns. And I think you're going to like this. So what we're looking at now is, as we're building our network and as we're thinking about growing our business, by the way, this is just free growth of your business. We're not even talking about marketing here. We're just talking about connecting with people. You are literally sitting in front of a great networking event that you can reach out to people as if you were all in a room together and say, hey, I'd love to connect with you, and if I have some referrals, would you be willing to kind of to be in my network? And if you have something coming my way, maybe you could think of me, but I'd love to add you to my network. If imagine you're in a room of all of the agents in the country here, or the world for that matter, and you have that kind of horsepower and that communication ability. That's what's going on here. Now, what that does for you is this last option here for referral patterns. So again, picture yourself in a room and you're saying, okay, referral patterns from my neighborhood, Portsmouth, New Hampshire, which is where the default is going to start off. I can now see, based on the volume of people moving away from the area that Keller Williams is involved in the transactions, I can see that 9% of the people that leave Portsmouth, New Hampshire migrate to Portland, Maine. At 9% of the people leaving this area going to Portland, Maine, if somebody came to me and said, do you know an agent in Portland, Maine that I could talk to about getting a place up there because I'm thinking about moving up to Portland, Maine? Since that's a 9% value, if I was an agent in the Portsmouth Market Center, I can guarantee you right now, with 9% of the people moving to that area, I would find as many agents and connect with them in the Portland, Maine area as possible, so that when it came time to have a conversation with any of my friends, family, sphere, or any of my database, and they said the words Portland, Maine, the first words out of my mouth would be, you got to talk to this person up in Portland. They're the right person for you. Building your network before you need to refer is going to make it so that people will roll off your tongue and you're going to be the expert that people will expect you to be. So now we know that Portsmouth, New Hampshire to Portland, Maine is 9%. I can go into this and say, well, within that area, I can now look at where do the people go if they're leaving Portland, Maine. Well, they're going to Scottsdale, Arizona to the tune of 36%. So I can tell you right now, if I was living in Portland, Maine, and I was an agent, I'd be connecting like mad with people in Scottsdale, Arizona. And it couldn't hurt you either to connect with some agents out in Scottsdale, Arizona, because you might end up bypassing the whole Maine thing and somebody saying, you know what, I was thinking about Maine, but I'm also thinking about Scottsdale. These numbers are just data and statistics. This doesn't lie. This doesn't make judgments or assumptions or anything like that. This is valuable to you because connecting with agents in these areas will turn into potential cash for you guys, because this is exactly what we're trying to do, is become the expert on the real estate market for the people in your neck of the woods. Now, let's look back at the map here and let's look at what's going on in the U.S. with these people going across. And excuse me while I take care of my allergy eye here. When we look at the migration patterns, we can see that as we hover over each of these areas, Colorado Springs, 1%, even if the percentages are low, the fact that these numbers are here, if I come into the Tampa area, I can see that 1% of the people leaving Portsmouth are going to Tampa, 2 are going to Sarasota. I'm probably going to need to find me an agent in Sarasota, Florida. So to do that, I'm going to click on Sarasota. And Sarasota, it looks like a lot of people are moving within that area from Sarasota to Sarasota. So, Sarasota, Florida, here I come. I'm going to jump. Let's go try that again. Sarasota. Sarasota, Florida. I'm looking for the market centers. There they are. And in terms of the market centers, there's 910 agents. I'm not going to connect to all 910, but I am going to filter it down and say, all right, so let's do luxury in that area. And that's the 64. I'm probably not going to connect to all 64. So maybe I'll just start off with this one here, Sarasota Metro. There's 36. And I'll pick by the people who are buy sides. And so Matthew, Laura, Nicole, Tyson, maybe the first 5 people I'm going to connect with, because those are the producers. Those are the people that I want to connect with. You're going to be on that list if you use this tool. You're going to show up. So in the same techniques that I just used to find these 5 agents in Sarasota as my 5 potential connections, so that when somebody says, hey, think about Sarasota, I got your guy, Matthew Road or Laura Road or Nicole Betts. They'll roll right off your tongue. And if you've got your computer with you, you're going to be able to do that right now and say, hey, Matt, I got a guy for you here. He's ready to go to Sarasota. So using this tool to build your network, you cannot lose. You absolutely cannot lose. Okay? All right. So that's quite a bit of stuff here. And we used the map to discuss most of it. But remember, at the end of the day, we can do an immediate referral for someone we don't know. And remember, when you don't know them, they're not going to see the contact. You will be required to enter it, but they won't know your contact. We can connect with them just to connect for the future and add them to our network. We can manage them from our network by using tags and their areas and star them and saying these people are, really active. They're very quick to respond, whatever it needs to do. Then we can send a referral to them directly from here instantaneously and manage that referral from our dashboard here and say, look at this. We got all of our pending invites, referrals, everything that's going on. So one was sent out. Karen, she still hasn't responded. She's got 23 hours left. Karen, if you're watching, just accept this. Jackie's a great person. You'll love working with it. All right. Referrals. This part of your business, I think somebody referred to it once as mailbox money. If you build a solid network and you're referring to and fro and you get referrals, you're going to really, really build your business using this tool. Can't stress it enough. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and stop talking now because I've covered a lot of ground here. Get in here and start building your network. Remember, from your dashboard, one of the things that you're going to want to do is go to the map and use that referral patterns to give you a start from your area, just as a starting point. And look in here and say, okay, it looks like from Portsmouth, a lot of people are headed up to Burlington. 5% are headed up to Burlington. For good reason. Burlington is absolutely gorgeous. So yes, 5% of the people that go from Portsmouth go to Burlington, South Burlington specifically. Time to find some agents in South Burlington, people. I'm just using the market referral patterns from our market center out. I can tell you right now, you can grow your network just here for the logical things, for the easy things. Okay. All right. That's going to cover it for today. Hope you guys got some good stuff here. There's obviously a lot more to go and there's a lot more to do, but you got to get in there and start building your network. I'd love to see a referral come through from you to me. Granted, I'm not an agent, but it will give you a good practice run. You can experiment with it, see what it's like, and feel free to send on a referral as well as asking me to join your network. Again, to test it out, to see what it feels like. I'm a great resource to bounce that stuff off of. And you can always find me here at robert.vincent@kwclm. And by the way, let me come back to you. By the way, I am in the referral network. So if I come down here to the market center area and say in Portsmouth, New Hampshire, if I choose this here, you will find me in the market center. And Robert Vincent, hopefully I am in here. Or maybe I'm thinking about production. There we go. I'm in here. I'm in here somewhere. I'm here, I swear. I mean, maybe I'm not. Oh, that's why. I'm not luxury. There I am. See, filters. So I'm in here. Connect with me. You can just connect with me as to grow your network, to kind of work with it, and let's build it up. Okay. So here I am, robert.vincent at kwclm.com for my email, timewithrobert.com if you'd like to book time on my calendar. KW Tech TV is where we meet when we are in our Zoom room together. And then we have also the YouTube live streams, which we're on right now, kwtechtube.com. And of course, you're probably watching on the Facebook group, which is over at groups./KWCLM. So that's it for now. Hope you guys have an awesome day. We're going to be next on Thursday. The classes that we're going to be covering are Smart Plan Foundations in the morning at 10 a.m. and the Consumer App in the afternoon. So Smart Plans at 10 a.m. on Thursday and the Consumer App at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. That's it for now. Have an awesome day, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.